Motorola went all out and introduced 4 brand new handsets in the Moto G series. The company has made the decision to fully refresh its entire lineup for the mid-range in global markets by launching the Moto G17, G17 Power, G67, and G77. This is a saturation strategy where each model aims to target a very specific user profile, ranging from entry-level to mid-range or even upper mid-range. However, let's begin with the most powerful one, which is the Moto G77. ECQ arrives with a price tag of £250 in the UK, although of course remember that prices here are not the same as over there. In terms of design, it has IP64 certification, doesn't seem to have that much water resistance, but it does have MIL STD 8810H military certification, which means it can withstand drops, supposedly, or very hot environments and more. It also comes with Gorilla Glass 7a to protect its screen. But since we are talking about the display, it integrates a 6.78-inch Extreme AMOLED panel with 1.5K resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz, plus a peak brightness of 5000 nits. Perhaps that's why they've added the name Extreme, which is more of a marketing name than something that's a distinct technology. But in this case, in the camera section, we find the 108 megapixel main sensor with pixel binding technology. You know, it combines 9 pixels into one to enhance night photography and enables a 3x zoom without loss. Interestingly, 108 megapixel sensors typically don't allow 2 magnification cropping like 50 megapixel sensors, but they do allow 3 magnification cropping. It's a bit unusual, but we'll see how Motorola optimizes it. Additionally, this camera includes an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle and the front camera is 32 megapixels. All of this is driven by the MediaTek Dimensity 6400 with up to 12 GB of RAM and a battery capacity of 5200 mAh, featuring a 30 watt charging capability. It's evident that we're dealing with a mid-range device here, as it doesn't yet compete in a very high segment. Honestly, the price doesn't seem as competitive as previous Motorola generations. Additionally, we have the Moto G67 priced at £200 in the UK. This model maintains the same AMOLED screen measuring 6.78 inches protected by Gorilla Glass 7a, ensuring the same durability. However, it reduces its power a bit by using the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 processor. While the difference may not be drastic, it also reduces RAM, offering options of either 4 or 6 GB. In the photographic section, it also makes some reductions compared to the Moto G77 by integrating the Sony Litia 650 megapixel sensor, but still includes the same ultra-wide-angle camera. Its water resistance, in fact, also drops now to IP63, so we definitely do not see such attractive things from Motorola. The third member of this whole litter of devices is the Moto G17 Power, designed for those who want a slightly larger battery, although let's face it, other manufacturers are already putting even more brutal batteries. In this case, we are talking about a capacity of 6000 mAh with support for 30 watts charging. The screen is notably simpler compared to its older siblings, featuring a 6.72-inch LCD panel with a full HD resolution, and it is protected by Gorilla Glass 3. The reality is that it is quite basic, especially since its processor is the Helio G81 Extreme, which is not really extreme at all. It is actually a very basic processor. Thankfully, it comes with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage, which is quite decent. The RAM memory, in my opinion, is likely to provide significant assistance, and I am hopeful that it is a high-speed RAM memory. The reason for this is that there are manufacturers who, despite equipping devices with RAM memory that is relatively large in terms of capacity, unfortunately, the speed of the memory can be quite slow. This results in a poor user experience overall. Therefore, it would be important to thoroughly test it to determine its actual performance and effectiveness. This device retains the Sony Litia 600 sensor with 50 megapixels from its big brother, specifically for the camera. The main camera, although the ultra-wide-angle camera drops to 5 megapixels and the front camera is 32 megapixels, but I'm pretty sure it's actually a 4 megapixel camera with interpolation that can give you 32 megapixel photos, but the level of detail is not even close. We'll get closer to reality like a 32 megapixel photo. Finally, there's the Moto G17 in its standard version, which will be the most economical option, costing £149. This device maintains the design and the Helio G81 processor from the Power model, but it reduces the battery capacity to 5200 mAh and the charging speed is also decreased to 18 watts. The screen size stays at 6.78 inches with an LCD panel, but the base storage is reduced to 128 GB. The positive aspect is that every one of these models includes stereo sound with Dolby Atmos and retains the headphone jack. I believe this feature can differentiate them from nearly all competitors, as almost all other manufacturers are removing the headphone jack. Why would Motorola choose to compete for the headphone jack, even though they are cutting everything else? Can you tell me if you believe that Motorola has any chance against the latest releases from Xiaomi, Realme, and other manufacturers who continue to saturate the market?